Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Borussia Dortmund and FC Barcelona. Barcelona have been able to defeat Borussia Dortmund 3-2. It did seem like Dortmund was going to end up tying this game for us, and it was going to end 2-2, and it almost did seem like Barcelona could have even lost this match, but Barcelona persevered. The savior for us tonight in this game has been Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres with 2 goals in 20 minutes. I'm like, dude, when did we ever expect for Ferran Torres to do such things? We made fun of Ferran. We were trolling Ferran and his career and how trash he was over the past 2 years. But today he came out to play a very important game and saved FC Barcelona. Barcelona had everything correct in this game in terms of how we did attack, how we approached the long balls, the timing of our passes. We were much faster, but the only thing that was missing was for Barcelona to be more clinical inside the box and to actually score the goals. Ferran Torres, when he substituted for Lewandowski, fixed all of that for us. Ferran Torres' role in this game was quite clear. Hansi Flick said, look, I'm going to need you to do one thing and one thing only. I'm going to need you to make those runs behind the defensive line and to help the midfield to connect better, because Lewandowski is a player that is not necessarily the best in the world in terms of like doing those things, but Ferran Torres can't do that for you. And that is why we saw Barcelona with more fluidity when Ferran Torres came in. Hansi Flick got the best out of Ferran and in result got the best out of FC Barcelona. So within 19 minutes played, he scored 2 goals, 3 out of 4 accurate passes, 2 shots on target, 2 touches in the opposition box. He was only dispossessed 1 time. He made 2 recoveries, and with the 2 goals yet again, he is tied with Kylian Mbappe from Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe, after multiple games and multiple minutes, has 2 goals in the Champions League campaign, while Ferran Torres in 90 minutes also has 2 goals in his Champions League campaign. So bravo to FC Barcelona for really making things happen. It is quite clear, and I'm probably going to be talking about this in a whole other different video, but it is quite clear that Barcelona are prioritizing doing well in the Champions League. I really do think that Hansi Flick wants to win the Champions League more than anything else, more than the league. I'm not saying that Hansi Flick sees the league as something that is not important. I'm just saying that yes, he sees La Liga as important to win, but he sees the Champions League with higher priority, which is why I just think that these players play much better during these games like this. Like, we just look much more alive. We look much more like monsters. I hope it is a mistake that I am saying here. Like, I hope that what I'm saying here is not true, because I do think that in the end, Barcelona have to prioritize winning the league, because it would not make any sense for us to not really try in the league and then for us to give it our all in the Champions League and only for us to get knocked out, and then now we might not win both competitions. But if Hansi Flick is that confident on winning the Champions League, giving it their all for games like this and nights like this, then we'll see, because the last time Barcelona won a Champions League was back in 2015, and I believe Hansi Flick wants to bring the first one since that year. So once again, bravo to all Barcelona players. Yes, we made some mistakes in the defensive line, but as for our attacking 3, that excludes the striker position, right? I'm speaking about the left winger, the attacking midfielder, and the right winger, Yamal, Olmo, and Raphinha. They played phenomenal, generating multiple opportunities. In this game, Raphinha scored 1 goal, which was amazing, by the way. Dani Olmo was the one that assisted this goal, which was the first goal for FC Barcelona. So he played 71 minutes, scored 1 goal, had an expected goal rate of 0.64, 16 out of 18 accurate passes, 2 chances created, 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 31 touches, 4 touches in the opposition box, 2 out of 3 successful dribbles, 1 out of 1 accurate long balls, and 2 out of 2 tackles won. So Raphinha, to me, also had a great game. So far this season for Raphinha, he has 25 goals and assists combined within a span of 23 matches. And in the Champions League campaign, he has played 6 matches so far and has 6 goals. And he does have 8 goal contributions in the Champions League, which is the most by any player. Also, with his goal in this season, it puts Raphinha over Mo Salah, with Raphinha having 17 and Salah having 16 goals total this season in all competitions. If you guys were wondering what happened with Raphinha, because before he got taken out on the 71st minute, he did go down and he was touching his calf. It has been said, according to Helena Condis, that Raphinha is fine and they were just cramps. Like, he was just feeling a little fatigue and he should be okay for the next match coming up. Now, I do think that this is going to be a sign for Hansi Flick to rest the player, because if there's one thing that Hansi Flick does, it is his strictness on making sure these players don't get overloaded or fatigued, because the moment he sees any player getting some sort of small little pain, he's like, okay, you're out, you're not going to be playing in the next game. Hansi Flick loves to do things like this because he's very cautious about his players and making sure they never get injured. So maybe we might see some rotations against Leganés. As for Dani Olmo also had a great game. Like, the first 20 minutes, I think he was spectacular, dude. Like, every time he was receiving the ball right outside the box of the opposition, he always had a one-touch play and created those 1-2s with either Lamine Yamal or Raphinha. And I'm like, dude, how are you doing this? This is insane. I believe that Dani Olmo is the central attacking midfielder that Hansi Flick does need at FC Barcelona. He is the perfect signing. So in this game, 71 minutes played, 1 assist, 25 out of 30 passes were completed, 2 chances were created, 1 big chance, 1 shot on target, 45 touches, 3 touches in the opposition box, 4 out of 4 successful dribbles, right? Because he was unbeatable. No one could have taken the ball away from Dani Olmo. 6 passes into the final third, 1 out of 2 long balls were completed. He had 7 recoveries, and 9 out of 12 ground duels were won, which means that he completed the most dribbles, which was 4 in this game. He was also the most fouled player in this game, which was a total of 3 times. And then comes in Lamine Yamal, who also is tied with Dani Olmo in terms of dribbles completed with a total of 4. Lamine Yamal was magical, right? Like, this guy is starting to become a master in making those passes with the outside of his left foot. He almost had Raphinha's first goal. Like, he almost had that assist, but Raphinha tapped in the ball, but outside of the goal. And I'm like, bro, like, there could have been like another sexy assist for Lamine Yamal, but this guy just seems unbeatable. He has reached a whole other new level, and he's just 17 years old. It's crazy. 89 minutes played, 1 assist, 24 out of 28 passes were completed, 2 chances created, 2 big chances created, 2 shots on target, 1 shot off target, 1 block shot, 52 touches, 3 touches in the opposition box, 4 out of 9 successful dribbles, 4 passes into the final third, and 7 out of 13 ground duels won. And then comes the midfield, right? I just think that Pedri and Casado, this double pivot that we have right now, it is one of the best in the world. Not the best in the world. I do think that other teams do have it better than us, like maybe Bayern or maybe Real Madrid. But as of now, I really want to put Casado and Pedri up there, because even though they might not seem like they're the most physical, tallest ones, like they're not physical big monsters, like a Onana type of player, Casado and Pedri get the job done. Barcelona were excellent off the ball when they had to stop the counters of Borussia Dortmund. When they were trying to get out and they were trying to go through the middle, the 2 players that always stopped, Nemeka and Sabister and Giorena and Gitens, like all those players, right? It was Casado and Pedri. The amount of interceptions and ground duels that they have won, it was freaking amazing. They stopped so many counters of Dortmund. Dortmund could have easily have found at least 10 to 12 chances to score goals in the first 45 minutes, but Casado and Pedri tapped in all of that. For Pedri, he had 3 out of 3 tackles won, 9 recoveries, and dribbled past 4 times, and 4 out of 10 ground duels were won. And then as for Casado, Casado had 52 out of 59 passes completed, 2 chances created, 73 touches, 5 passes into the final third, 2 out of 2 accurate long balls, 1 interception, 4 recoveries, and dribbled past only twice. And then he had 6 out of 8 ground duels won. The reason why players like Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo and Raphinha found the ball a lot of the times in the final third, and especially in the first 65 minutes, it was because of the way that Pedri and Casado regained the possession. This is a Barcelona that I believe is recognizable, a Barcelona that I do think can go very far because of the chemistry that Pedri and Casado is building, and with Raphinha, Lamine Yamal, and Dani Olmo also getting into the mix, Barcelona do become very dominant. Borussia Dortmund were trying to like create a mid-block and then go on the counter, but Barcelona did not allow that, right? Usually teams like Bayern or any other like top world team, right, they like to go up against us with a high line and to take the ball away from us. Dortmund, they were scared. They were really scared, so they let us have the ball. Dortmund were waiting to receive the ball and go on the counter, but every time they did receive the ball and go on the counter, that also did not work. So Barcelona in 2 different scenarios were dominant. So the activation after losing the ball, it was amazing. So overall, I did see a much faster FC Barcelona and a smarter Barcelona, a Barcelona that was much more focused, and that is why Barcelona are in second place of the Champions League, with Liverpool in first place with a total of 18 points and Barcelona once again with 15 points. If only Barcelona would have won that match against Monaco, which was our debut match in the Champions League, Barcelona would have been in first place today. We would have, right? Because the goal difference. Then we do have Arsenal in third, Bayer Leverkusen in fourth, and fifth place, Aston Villa. It's strange, right? It's so strange to see that teams like Real Madrid and Manchester City are nowhere near the top 9 nor the top 10. Real Madrid went back up to 20th place after almost reaching the 25th place of the Champions League table. Now we have Man City in crisis, right? Man City literally just lost against Juventus 2-0. Embarrassing. I don't know what's going on. Erling Haaland did not even do anything. At this rate, if Erling Haaland continues to play this way, he's never going to win the Ballon d'Oro. Same thing with Kylian Mbappe. But it's just sad to see how bad City have been. Like, this team has literally only won 1 time in the past 10 matches. Besides the 3-0 win that Man City had against Nottingham Forest, the last time they won was back on October 26th against Southampton, 1-0. And ever since then, they just lost even more, tied a couple of more times. And it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy to see the downfall of City, and the fact that Pep Guardiola literally just renewed with City not too long ago. I'm like, maybe the renewal was a mistake. Maybe Guardiola finally does need some rest. I also do see Monaco in 16th place, right? They were talking a lot of smack when they first beat us a couple of months ago, giving us our first loss in the Champions League. They were saying, they're like, speak now or humble yourself. Or they were saying some things like that. Like, if you go look at their media, Monaco were trying to like threaten us and trying to just speak a lot of smack, and now you see them right there, right in 16th place, not even in the top 9. It's crazy. And Barcelona are in second place, so it's crazy how football does work, right? But Barcelona do deserve all of this, the full 3 points. And now we're going to go into our next match against Leganés, and Barcelona will be playing at home. Our next 2 matches will be at home after playing away in the past 3 matches. So on December 15th on Sunday, it's going to be home, and then 7 days after that, or 6 days after that, we will be playing against Atletico Madrid. It's going to be an amazing game because I'm also looking at Julian Alvarez, who has been the top target for the team, right? He scores all the goals. He literally just scored a goal in the Champions League today, and so we'll see how he does against FC Barcelona. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.